I've heard a lot of reasons why people delay or decide not to jump in with sourdough. Some or all of these strike me less as reasons and more like false information, or even excuses that are really hiding something else, like fear of failure, lack of confidence, lack of know-how, or fear that our family won't like it. Things like that. Hi there, I'm Wardy from Traditional Cooking School, and in this video I thought I would share the most common reasons I've heard that people give me for not jumping in with sourdough, along with my 2 cents. Reason number 1, I don't want to waste flour when making a starter because I'll have to discard or remove some at each feeding. First of all, this discard is just for the first 3 to 5 days when you're first making a sourdough starter from scratch. And while you do remove it from the starter, you don't actually have to waste it or throw it away. You can save it up, use it in your baking. Most people like to toss it in pancakes. You can feed it to your chickens or other animals. You can compost it. Then, when your sourdough starter is ready for baking after the first 3 to 5 days, anything you remove goes in your recipes. Therefore, no need to waste flour. Conclusion? False. Reason number 2, I've tried before, it didn't work, and I don't want to fail again. I get this. I do. I've made sourdough starters that have failed. I've baked bread that's failed. I've done so many things wrong, usually the first time I try it. I get it. We all fail. But guess what? Who among us hasn't failed from time to time? The question is, do you give up or do you try again? You will only succeed if you try again. And if you believe that sourdough is healthier, it is, and that homemade will save you money over store-bought, it will, then why let a little hiccup derail your entire journey? In my opinion, the true failure is in not trying again, rather than the bumps along the road. Conclusion? It's worth pushing through. By the way, if you'd like my simple instructions for making a sourdough starter the easy way, check out the link with this video. Reason number 3, I have to feed this sourdough starter every day. I don't have time for that. Okay, so here we're talking about when the sourdough starter is established, meaning you've created it and it's ready for baking. And actually, you do not have to feed it every day. You see, there are multiple ways to care for a sourdough starter. One of which is to cover it and keep it in the fridge for up to a week at a time, only bringing it out and feeding it when you want to bake with it. Personally, this is what I do most often. I use my starter about weekly, and in between baking days, I keep it in the fridge. It's happy and content, nothing needed from me at all. So, you don't have to feed it every day, and it's not time-consuming at all. Conclusion? False. And here's the 4th and final reason people delay or don't get started with sourdough at all, including my 2 cents. If I start doing sourdough, I'll accumulate gobs of starter. And I don't bake that much, so I won't be able to keep up with it. Well, not only can you store your sourdough starter in the fridge, like we just talked about, to have breaks from it, not accumulating sourdough starter during that time. When you do keep your sourdough starter at room temperature and feed it twice daily with regular feedings, you can adjust the size and the timing of the feedings so you have just the right amount of starter for the baking that you want to do. In other words, whether you bake a lot or a little, you never have to accumulate more sourdough starter than you can actually use. Conclusion? False. So what did you think? Any of those real excuses in your life that now you feel like, this is doable, this is possible? If so, that makes me very happy, and I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like any help getting a sourdough starter going, I'd love to give you my simple and easy sourdough starter instructions. Just use the link that's with this video, and I'll get you going in 5 minutes a day for just 5 days using ingredients you already have. Even if you've failed before, you can do this, and without babying it, worrying about it, or being a slave to it. Remember, I said simple and easy, and it definitely is. So use the link with this video, and I will email or text you my simple and easy instructions, completely free. God bless you. Bye-bye.